So many things have changed since the last video.
So many. We're like, our heads, our hearts, our everything is a roller coaster.
You know that meme where... Anyways, that's about what it's like trying to figure out how to live in the Netherlands as an American citizen. I'm Joshua, 20 years old and an American.
And I'm Siena, 19 and from the Netherlands. We met in October 2018 in Australia. Since then, we've committed to living life together and listening to God's voice as we make decisions about our future together.
We've already been across the world more times than either of us thought we would be in our lives.
From the jungles of Papua New Guinea to the city of Paris, to the mountains of Arizona and the fresh waters of Michigan.
Welcome to our journey. Here is our story.
Last time we went to Arnhem, we were standing on the wrong platform. So then we saw the train coming and I was running around with a chicken without a head.
We were running around with a chicken?
Like a chicken without a head.
Yes. So it's been a couple of weeks since the last video, and the reason for that is because it has been absolutely chaotic trying to figure out how to stay in the country. I've been going through so many different things, different meetings, different phone calls, emails, just trying to figure out what's possible.
Everything. So it's really hard to find a way for Joshua to stay in the country. So first we were thinking about Joshua staying with YWAM. This is our train. We gotta get going. So because Josh couldn't stay in the country with UPS, where he worked before, we tried many different things. So one of the things we tried was for Joshua to get a volunteering visa, which was with YWAM. And with YWAM, we actually did our DTS in Tasmania, but there's also a YWAM base in Amsterdam. So Josh sent out a letter to see if he could volunteer there, but he could only volunteer if it was for like 2 years. So we had to do a 2-year commitment before he could actually get the visa, and it also cost money instead of he would gain money. So that was kind of not an option, we figured, just because it takes really long and it's really hard to get through even.
We do want to say thank you to everyone who's been commenting on our videos the last couple of weeks, giving advice and just different ideas on how I can stay in the country. It's actually been really cool to see just the support. And it's even helped us with coming up with different ideas and different things to look into. Right now, the plan of action is starting a business and getting a self-employed visa through the IND. So that is a pretty hectic process to be starting a business in a foreign country that doesn't speak your language.
Only a little.
But we've had lots of progress. 2 weeks ago, I had an appointment to get my BSN number, which is the Dutch equivalent of the US Social Security number. I got that. And then the week after that, I had an appointment with the KVK to register my business. Now, one of the last steps that we have to do, I hope that wasn't our bus.
No, I'm just freaking out here. No, it's not. It's
Okay,
not. We should be good, babe. There it is. I see the bus. We're
Okay,
good.
and now today I had an appointment with ING Bank, or
ING.
ING.
Hey.
And that is to set up a business account so I can deposit a certain amount to show I have invested capital into my company. And then after I get an accountant's opening balance statement, I should be able to apply for the visa. We are making progress.
We are. We're doing great. We are. He's doing great. I don't want to know what that is. So we just looked at a house for Joshua or me to live in. So
More like a very tiny room.
yeah, it's not really a house actually. It's kind of expensive, but it was also kind of good. But it's so hard to find something just around here in the Netherlands. Doesn't matter where you go. It's like impossible. And honestly, I've been looking for like a month and a half.
We have been staying at a room in Bunnik. We each have our own room. We're staying at a woman's house there. And it's been good, but we feel that could be a really good thing for our relationship if we have separate houses before we get engaged and married. We just feel like it could be a really cool thing to do in our relationship because it isn't something that we've really experienced before.
We feel like it might be good for us, even though I like living with you in the same house.
But it would be very different. We've never experienced anything like it because the only time that we've actually been together, we've lived together.
Yeah.
From the time that we studied at the same place doing missions work in Australia to when Shanna's visited me in the US and I've stayed with her in the Netherlands, it's always living in the same house.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, I feel like it's going to be kind of an adjustment. I know I miss him because I like being around Joshua. But like Josh said, it'd probably be something good, but I'm not looking forward to it.
So we have a lot of decisions right now that we're trying to figure out between finding another place for both of us to live, but also not even being sure if I can stay in the country yet.
Number 2.
And right now, we still have about 2 to 3 weeks that we have to wait before we know if I get approved for the business bank account that I just applied for with ING. So kind of a bit of a waiting game right now, but also decisions that have to be made based off of very little information.
So I just have 3 right now, but it's good though. Like, we are going through a lot right now, but it's also really growing us in many different ways. And even though the times are hard sometimes, I really have to remind myself too how lucky we are right now. We are together in the midst of an epidemic. Like, what the heck? That is already so much to be grateful for. And just like the small little victories we have between like getting your visa, like, is already like such a blessing.
There's lots of little steps that have to happen before I can even apply. For instance, it was already huge that I was able to get a BSN number and register in the RNI system. They said it was an exception for them to let me to register.
Everything has been an exception up till now.
Then to register a business in the Netherlands as a US citizen without having my own Dutch address, an exception.
And now we have to hope for another exception at the bank.
And then I have to deposit a couple of €1,000 into the account as capital for the company. And then the application fee itself is €1,379 or $1,600.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
And we don't get any of it back if the visa doesn't get approved.
So we're screwed, or not screwed. We're just a little screwed. But that's okay, because we have each other, and we love each other.
Well, we might not have each other.
Huh. I don't like that way of thinking.
But we'll still be good.
Let's stay positive.